big the ecological footprint? Yes. Yeah? So what did you learn from that?
Just living in America already gives you
So just living in America makes a big footprint. What is the average American citizen's footprint? 5, about 4.5 to 5 Earths, right? So what does it really mean? So one of the things that we're going to do today here is look at what does it really mean? What does it mean when it takes 5 Earths to support an average American citizen? So I need some volunteers. Oops. Okay, you want to play, huh? Okay. Get a card. Pick a card, any card. He's not picking the one on top. Okay, who else wants to pick a card? Who wants to play? You get to play for free. Well, no charge. Someone else? I'm sorry, David. I saw him first. All right, okay. Now, who has the king card? Who's the king? Woohoo! All right, we have a winner. The winner has a king card. Okay. So the winner gets. Count it, everybody.
3, 4.
Okay, so who else has a card? You got a card, sorry. Who else has a card? You have a card? Okay, sorry. You have a card. And you have a card. Okay. All right, so what just happened here? There were how many total people playing the game? 5. And how many winners were there? 1. And how many lemons did she get? 4. And the rest of the people got? A quarter. So talk to each other. Tell me, what does that mean? What do you get out of this? Talk to each other for a second. No yarning. Don't yarn under camera. There are chairs in the back, so just scoot in. Get a couple more chairs. Yeah. Unpack those chairs. Yeah. You guys, we can sit 4 people in a row. Do you mind you guys scoot in a little bit so they can put another person in? Do you mind scoot in a little so we can put another person in? Scoot in and we put another person in, please. Come on up here. All the way down. There's a spot here. Joe, come on up here. Scoot in a little bit, just go around that box. Move that box in the back. Or, yeah. Scoot in. So maybe we can start unpacking some of the, okay, we'll just wait till somebody else comes. Scoot in a little bit so he's not sticking out. Can you, Antoinette, yeah. Scoot in a little bit so give him some space. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. So what did you get out of that?
One person benefits excessively that is not for everybody else.
All right, good job. Okay. When one person gets a lot, when there's one winner, a big winner, there's got to be a lot of losers. And what does it mean to be a loser in this case? Means you starve, okay? So this is actually another way to say, now notice there are 5 people playing, right? So if you make it into percentages, you multiply it by 2 to make 100%, yes? So one person would be how many percent of the population? One person would be how many percent? 20% would be 20% of the population. So 20% of the population, Marissa represents 20% of the population in the world, and she's consuming how many percent of the resources? All right, good job. All right, good for you. You guys do math, all right. So, and the rest remaining, how many percent of the population? 80% of the population gets to how many percent of the resources? 20%. Right. So 20% consumes over 80%. The remaining 80% only gets to consume less than 20% of the resources. So what? What else did you get from this? It's unjust. Who cares about justice? Okay, it's unjust, one thing. What else?
If she gave some lemons away, we would all have both.
Hey, come on, Marissa, give some lemons away. Okay, you're the king. What else? She has control. Good for you. So who is it up to make a difference? You're the one who has total control. Good job. So who can be the ones making a difference? Good job. The 20% of the population. And which ones are you? 20%. You are the 20%. Very good. Thank you so much. Someone is at the door. Let them in. Very, very good. That's a very good observation. Thank you very much. And absolutely. Scoot a chair in here. Take a chair in here and scoot in for him. So that's a very good point, Antoinette. So the 20% who is holding the 80% resources are the ones who can make a difference. Very good. What else did you get from it? So it is unjust. In order for us to have a big winner, we have to have lots of losers. And that is up to the 20% who have the resources to make a difference. Come on up here. So what else do you get from this? Yes?
That the person that has the most doesn't need all of it, and the rest of us need more.
Okay, thank you. All right. So why do you need all those lemons in the first place, right? Okay, so what else? Now, yes?
There's a finite number of resources, so when one person has more, there's not extra to go around.
Good job, good job. You can't get around it. You can't say, well, why can't we all just be happy and get along? We can all have 8 lemons. That doesn't work that way, right? It cannot work that way because there's a physical limitation. Very good. What else? See, I always learn something when I ask people what they get from it. Like, that's a very, very good point, right? What else? Yes?
Here's the reality of what's going on in this world. You have 4 lemons. You keep 1 for yourself, 1 to sell, 1 to grow more lemons, and 1 to donate, so you're the good guy.
Oh, I like that. Okay, there's a businessman in Juan. Okay. Well, comments on that?
That doesn't happen.
That, number one, that doesn't happen. Good for you. What else? What else is a problem with that?
It's profit oriented. Or, I mean, the reality is actually keep 1 for yourself and sell the rest
You don't
for a higher price. Or, I mean, yeah.
Okay, if for someone to buy that one for you, what do they need? They need to have resources, right? Money is only a representation of some resources in the world. It doesn't happen by itself, right? It actually reflects something in the real world. So people say, oh, the economy is crashing. Money doesn't mean anything anymore. Duh, the world is falling apart. Surprise, right? They actually represent something in the real world. So if everybody is holding a quarter, how are they going to buy this? Sell themselves. In fact, that's what we do. There's a lot of slavery that's actually going on in this world. We'll be talking about that in future classes. But absolutely, they are selling themselves, and not because they want to. Okay. So what else?
I think too the idea of donations or charity from like a corporate interest is just such a joke because, like for instance, Microsoft or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation he built this empire on like mining resources from the Congo to make computer chips that go into his computer that cause mass deforestation, and then they're shipping all the electronic waste to China, which is literally like killing people and destroying their quality of life. But then he can donate like $100 million to create like cheap computers for kids in Africa or something, which is just further perpetuating that. But then we only look at the charitable thing rather than at all the damage that the real corporation has caused.
Maybe because he stole this lemon from another country.
Right.
And now claims it as his own.
Thank you. That's a really good point. So when that person with that four lemons, even when she gives 1 away, That is diverting attention, like Antoinette said, right? Diverting attention from the stealing all this. I'll give you one. I'm so good, you know, right? So, and that's sort of like absolutely a very good point. And that is a reality that we actually see today, right? Okay, so one more thing. The last piece is, did you actually get to choose be the yo to the loser? Did you?
No, you got the cards that you're dealt with.
Good job. You got the cards you're dealt with. It's completely random. You didn't earn it. She didn't earn the 4 lemons, and the rest of you didn't earn the quarter. You didn't earn your riches, and the others did not earn their suffering. Right? Another piece to take home. So we're going to keep going with the ecological footprint. So some of the things you remember when we looked at the calculator, right? What were some of the things that were being calculated from that footprint, right? What were they? The 2 big pieces, one very big piece.
How much we travel?
Because that's really, good job, that's related to the consumption of energy. Good job, there's a big piece of energy. Now, I'm going to ask you a trick question. What is the energy that you use? For the most part, what is the source of energy that we use? Fossil fuels, good. Good job. Remember, this is a trick question. So, I apologize. I tricked you. This is what I expect to hear, right? So really, ultimately, over 90% of the energy that keeps us alive that we consume actually comes from the sun. And we're able to do that because of plants and photosynthesis. Okay, so boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I have a story to share with you today. Long time ago, 4.65 billion years ago, a whole solar system was born. And a very small part of that solar system is the planet Earth. All right, it's the planet Earth. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, right? So it was planet Earth. And planet Earth was very different back in those days. How the planet formed was a bunch of random rocks like clung together. And then at some point very early in its history, a very big meteorite, almost half the size of Earth, ran into Earth really hard. And if I really actually ran into Irela, what would happen to her face? It would get really red and hot because I have produced what? And good job, I produced what type of energy? I don't know. Well, so this movement, mechanical energy, upon impact, gets changed into heat. Good job, heat energy. So that heat energy actually almost melted the entire Earth and made the Earth rearrange itself. Because now it's molten, it's actually mobile, so it arranges itself based on gravity. So the more dense material goes to the bottom, and the less dense goes to the top. Which is the less dense?
Air.
Good job. So it was, who said what? What? It's Sarah, no? You said crust? Who said that? All right, good job. So the crust is actually much less dense than the core. The crust is the rock, and then less dense than the rock would be the water, and then would be the air. So it's our atmosphere, right? So rearrange itself, and so we end up having an atmosphere on the top. And that air was very different. If you're around then, you're not going to last for a second. Why?
No, hydrogen.
Carbon dioxide?
Well, actually, because the air, you guys said nitrogen, and sort of like if you talk about the crust, if you look at the first 20 miles of the crust, from the 20 miles down all the way up, oxygen is the most abundant element. In other words, rocks are mostly made of oxygen. But don't take a rock and suck on it when you want air. It doesn't work that way. Okay. But problem with that is oxygen doesn't like to be alone. Oxygen loves to be married. And it just wants to link up with everything around. So there was lots and lots of oxygen around, but there was no free oxygen in the atmosphere. Just like